I think it's really important that Paul does say a few words, not just because he's helped organise the activity of the last week, but actually he was and is still the regional organiser for UAF, and therefore was absolutely fundamental to the work that we did to get rid of Nick Griffin. And I was at the town hall, and can I say, as an anti-racist campaigner, it was absolutely the best night of my life, and hopefully we can celebrate like that again this time round. So Paul's going to say a few words about what we did last time and what we need to be doing this time
thanks Neil, and thanks everyone for coming out tonight. I want to say very clearly, Tommy Robinson has a good chance of winning a North West MEP seat in these European elections. Make no mistake about it. Because, as Michael has said, these elections are conducted on the proportional representation system. It means that Robinson only needs approximately 8% of the vote to win a seat. So, therefore, the message of our campaign is very simple. Use your vote to stop fascist Tommy Robinson. It's as simple as that. That's the message we need to spread far and wide. Because it's absolutely true. The more people who come out to vote against him, the less chance he actually has of winning a seat for the North West region. The ramifications of him winning a seat would be absolutely disastrous. So I want to emphasise really that every leaflet we can get out there could actually make a critical difference. Everything you can do to get people leafleting in your area and so on could make all the difference. Because Neil mentioned 2014, and UF ran the Nick Griffin Must Go campaign, and I know there's people here in this room who were involved in that from all parts of the North West, and people from the unions and the Labour Party, etc., were really fundamental to that. But it's interesting, if you go back to 2009, when Nick Griffin won that seat, again with only 8% of the vote, there was a statistic which came out at the time, which said that if 1.1% more people had voted, had come out to vote, Nick Griffin would not have won that seat. So anyone that thinks he can't get in, I think we've got to have that discussion with them. No, this is a different ballgame because of the PR system, and therefore we need everybody to vote. Standuptoracism and Unite Against Fascism launched our campaign against Tommy Robinson's MEP bid last week on the evening that he announced that he was going to stand on the steps of Manchester Town Hall. And there were regional officials from Unison, from Unite and others all spoke at that. And we had a statement backing our campaign, again backed by MPs across the North West, councillors, regional officers and regional unions from CW, GMB, NEU, PCS, Unison, Unite, forgive me if I leave anyone out. So we've got the support there. It's really a matter of getting out there and mobilising people. We've already had in the past week people out there campaigning against Tommy Robinson with the message, use your vote to stop him. People out in Manchester, Liverpool and so on. Now if you look at the campaign diary for the region that's in your packs there, you'll see there's some activities coming up this weekend. Again, I think Liverpool, Manchester, and so on. This is not, this is not everything that's going on or everything that's going to happen. And I know there's people here from Warrington, Cumbria, and elsewhere. So we really need people to look at what they can do in their areas. And if you're in the areas that are listed, please come along to the activities that are taking place this week. I want to say as well, we've got loads of leaflets and loads of posters here. They're there for you to take away and use in your areas. We're going to get more printed, but please, they're there to be used, so please do that. Now, it's absolutely right to say what will stop Tommy Robinson in these elections is getting people out to vote against him. That's what will stop him becoming an MEP. So even when there are protests taking place against him, it's important that people still give out the leaflets to urge people to vote, because if we're missing asking people to use their vote, we're really missing the key point in all of this. Michael's right. This man is a fascist. He was a member of the BNP. He founded the English Defence League. He's Islamophobic. I want to say as well, Tommy Robinson is anti-Semitic. He marched with neo-Nazis in Poland who chanted anti-Semitic slogans. We should call this man out for that. And Michael mentioned quite rightly as well, the size of this region. There are over 5 million voters in the whole North West region, which is comprised of Cheshire, Cumbria, Greater Manchester, Lancashire and Merseyside. So it's a big area. So it means he's got a chance, but also it means we've got a chance to stop him. And it is true, that will be a massive blow to Britain's #1 fascist if we do that. So what you do will make a difference. At the lunch meeting last week, and as I say, there were people there from trade unions and others, at the lunch meeting last week, we came up with a couple of dates, which again are in your campaign diaries. And the dates we came up with is that on the weekend of 18th to 19th of May, that is going to be a weekend of regional action, mass leafleting with people going to key centres, such as Liverpool, Manchester, Preston, Carlisle. So we have a big hit in these places to get out as many leaflets as possible. Because it's absolute, and we also have trade union days of action just a couple of days before. We can't stress this enough. You know, the problem we have is not so much the people who vote for Robinson. More or less they're going to do that anyway. It's our own side. The problem is if not enough of our own people, anti-racists, come out to vote. So it's critical we spread that word. That is why we need everyone in this room and everyone you know, your organisation, to do everything you possibly can in the next 3 weeks to make sure that he does not get in that MEP seat. To spread the word and spread that message that we've got to keep repeating for the next few weeks. Use your vote to stop fascist Tommy Robinson on the 23rd of May.
And there is an agenda on it. We might skip some of the things and walk through because I know they've covered a lot already. Now, the second item was unions, and I think it is really important to emphasise that although Stand Up to Racism and UF had launched this campaign, it is absolutely backed by the trade union movement. We would not be able to do the stuff that we're planning to do. For instance, the plan is to deliver 500,000 leaflets across the region. That was never going to happen without the absolute support, both financially but also getting the word out and getting members out of the trade union movement. I just want to make that quite clear. And I know there are trade unions in the room, and if anybody would like to say something on behalf of their trade union, feel free to. You don't have to. It's probably already been said, and that's fine. So I'm going to move on from that, unless somebody's going to. Yeah, no one's going to. Sorry, yes.
Sorry, after you, Don. Let's not forget the trades councils as well. They've got quite a lot of organising. I know Preston and South Ribble Trades Council are really good at organising over there. We've got Greater Manchester. We've also got the individual trades councils. Stockport Trades Council, of which I'm secretary. I've just put a message out tonight because we've just heard that he's apparently going to do something on Tuesday in Stockport. So I'm going to get the word out around Stockport about that. It's a great network for getting messages out and getting people out, leafleting if nothing else.
So I'm Dawn Taylor from the National Education Union, Guild NUT. We've got Regional Council next week, and I've already proposed a motion to it that we use our critical funds available to us to not just sort of pay for these leaflets, but also get out on the streets and encourage our members not to vote, not just to vote, but also encourage all their family members to go out and vote, to make it a proper movement, and also start using phone trees. If there's people you've not spoken to, have a conversation, because we always send out emails, and we've got to the point where people stop opening emails, but it's those face-to-face conversations, or the closest to it, phone conversations, that'll get people moving and actually coming out with you as well. So I think we need to be remembering that as well.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm a PCS rep and a member of the Regional Town Committee, and PCS is obviously supporting all of the activities against Tommy Robinson, and we have a long and proud tradition of fighting racism and fascism in our union. And we are also, there is a meeting next week of the Regional Committee where they'll also be seeing what they can do and what they can support and stuff, and just want to make sure that we tell everybody PCS represents tens of thousands of workers and trade unionists across the Northwest, and we want to make sure that our members come out and vote.
Hi, I'm Eugene Duffy from Lancaster, and I'm also president of the Lancaster Trades Council. We've got our May Day March tomorrow, so we're going to use that to get across the message. I'm also a member of the AEU, And like Dawn, next week we've got a meeting, so we'll be doing a similar thing, getting funds to get the leaflets out as well.